But I can't tell you guys how just happy I am that I went to the Comedy Store last night, even though they moved the open mic to Saturday. I'm actually even more excited for Saturday now. Just, I guess, because I don't know if I've ever shared this with everybody about myself, but I have like weird travel anxiety. And whenever I go to a place that I really haven't been and I don't know what I'm doing, like I end up just being very quiet and pensive, like for the first time. And the second time I'm more like engaged. Hey, what's going on, Martin? I'm getting a little static on your end. If there's something you can do to fix that, that'd be fantastic.
I can try to see.
And so I went to the Comedy Store, and I realized one of the things that I ended up doing is that as I was preparing to leave, it was chaos last night. It was just chaos at the house. So what I mean by that is I got off work, I came downstairs to a full box of Cheerios that had been basically blown up and scattered across the floor. So that was like, okay, I'm glad I gave myself plenty of time to get to the Comedy Store. And since I came downstairs and I'm stepping on Cheerios, kind of slipping, somebody told me, hey man, you might want to get a dog. And I was like, I have a dog, but he only eats Honey Nut Cheerios. And my wife doesn't want to spend the money on Honey Nut Cheerios. And I was like, so we kind of are in this, like, you know, kind of catch 22. So last night we ended up spending and filling up a couple of vacuum cleaners full. Like, if you've never seen a full box of Cheerios, like just blown up on your floor, let me tell you something right now. It's an absorbent amount of Cheerios. Like, it is just, it's hard to even quantify. I can't even say like, well, imagine like filling up your house with like, you know, bubble gum. It's like, there's no correlation of what I'm trying to get to here about just how big of a mess this was. It was on the beds. Like, it was everywhere. It was in like places where like after cleaning up, you still find a Cheerio to step on. You know, that's how many Cheerios it was. What's going on, Boomer? How you doing today? And so we're sitting here cleaning up the Cheerios. And then after we clean up the Cheerios, after we do that, we literally go in and putting the kids to bed, because I'm trying, you know, I want the kids to bed. I'm not going to go and be like, hey, babe, I want to go try my hand at stand-up comedy. Why don't you put the kids to bed tonight? No. That's not how this works. So I'm putting the kids to bed. We're laying them down. And then my second oldest, Annie, looks at me and she says, but being that there was Cheerios on the floor, are ants going to come and get us tonight? So if you guys don't know, my kids have an irrational fear of ants. We're in Texas. We've got fire ants. I get it. I don't think she's ever been bit by an ant, but yet we're still here, you know, and dealing with this. And so we're like, okay, no. So we had to console her. We had literally saying like, listen, at the end of the day, like, don't worry, we take care of the ants. We've got a, you know, we have a company that, like, you know, takes care of the yard and the bugs, so we're not like, you know, having to deal with a lot of bugs in the house when they come out. You know, like if anybody owns a house, this is just something I've always done, because I don't like spiders. I'm not gonna lie. I think spiders are the devil's plaything, and I'm just gonna avoid them at all costs. But here we are talking to our kids saying like, no, you don't have to worry about spiders. Are they coming in a couple days? No, they're not coming in a couple days. Well, why not? Well, we have traps for them, you know, out in the yard. And you have ant traps in the yard? Yeah. Do they like? And she's like, do they press a button and triggers the trap? And I'm like, no. We put out poison. Not that trap. We put out poison, sweetie. Like we poison the ants in the yard so they don't get into the house and so they die. And then she looks at me and she says, when ants die, do they go to heaven? And I'm like, I have absolutely no idea. I don't know if there's an ant heaven. And so I'm like, all right, like I just need to not have to deal with the Cheerios kid. I did not expect to get into a theological discussion about ant heaven with you tonight. Please note that ants are not coming to steal you in the night, and you don't need to worry about them. And we could talk about ant heaven and any day. I'll talk to you about it in the morning, but it's getting late, kid. I need to go. So that was my to get out the house. I was sitting here, I was honestly very worried. Like, so one of the things I did was I told you guys I was going to go try stand up because I needed that as a kind of almost an accountability. I didn't want to give myself an excuse. Outside of that, I was walking out the house and I literally broke a leg. I physically couldn't go to the, you know, like outside of something really serious, I was like, I am going. And nothing in my world made that even more impactful, that when I was looking over all the jokes that I've written over a period of time, And I realized over the last 15 years, I've written 15 years worth of jokes and I've never told them to anybody. And I was like, I have to go. I don't have aspirations of being a professional comedian by any means, but I've thought so much about this that eventually it's like, why haven't I done it? And so then I kind of just brought back up what I tell people on YouTube. Just do it. Like, perfection is the enemy of the good. And that's what my wife said to me. She told me that perfection is the enemy of the good. And so the thing that I'm feeling really good about me today is that I actually went, despite the fact that they had just an improv group last night, which was so awesome. And I'm going back to that for sure. I haven't done improv since college, but I'm going Saturday. So Saturday, I hope I'm going to sign up. I don't know if they'll let me on. I have no idea what the process looks like, but I went to the place. I didn't give myself an excuse, and I'm very proud of myself. That's my monologue. Thanks guys for tuning in. I'll see y'all next week. How's everybody doing? I see we got a couple people chat. Little Flava, what's going on? Hey Martin, and then Yamron. Hey, good morning.
Morning, dude.
Yeah, long time to talk to you, Yamron. I got off the comedy high, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna chill and just level. And we're hanging out last night.
No worries. Well,